He asked me to do it. I need you to understand that first, before you judge me, before you decide what kind of person I am. He asked. He begged, actually. His name was Daniel, my brother, older by 4 years. The guy who taught me how to ride a bike, how to throw a punch, how to talk to girls. My hero, you know? That's what older brothers are supposed to be. He was diagnosed with ALS when he was 32. You probably know what that is. Lou Gehrig's disease. Your muscles stop working bit by bit until you can't move, can't swallow, can't breathe. But your mind stays perfect. You're trapped inside a body that's becoming a coffin. They gave him 3 to 5 years. He made it to year 4. By the end, he couldn't move anything except his eyes. Had to use one of those computers that tracked where he looked to spell out words, letter by letter. Can you imagine having so much to say and having to spell it out one letter at a time while someone waits for you to finish? His wife left him in year 2, took their daughter. I don't blame her. I mean, I do, but I get it. Watching someone disappear like that, it breaks you in ways you don't expect. So it was just me and Mom taking care of him. Mom during the day, me at night after my shift. Feeding tube, breathing machine, turning him every few hours so he wouldn't get bed sores. Wiping drool, cleaning up accidents. The stuff they don't show you in those inspirational disease movies. He asked me the first time about 6 months before he died. Used his computer to spell it out while I was adjusting his pillows. Killme. Just like that. No build-up, no explanation. Just those 2 words glowing on the screen. I laughed. Thought he was making some dark joke. He used to have this twisted sense of humor. But then I looked at his eyes, and I knew he wasn't joking. I told him no, obviously. Told him things would get better, that they were working on treatments, that he had to stay strong. All the bullshit people say when they don't know what else to say. He asked me 14 more times over the next 6 months. You want to know what breaks you? It's not the big moments. It's not the diagnosis or the wheelchair, or even watching him lose his ability to speak. It's the small things. It's watching your brother, this guy who used to bench press 250 pounds, panic because he can't scratch his own nose. It's seeing him cry because he choked on his own saliva and thought he was drowning. It's the sound he made when he realized he'd never hug his daughter again. It's watching someone you love fade away in the most cruel, slow-motion way possible while they stare at you with eyes that are screaming for mercy. The night I did it, Mom had gone home early. She'd been up for 36 hours straight, and I finally convinced her to get some sleep. It was just me and Danny in his room. 3 a.m. Quiet, except for the breathing machine. I was reading to him. He liked that. Asked me to do it most nights. Old adventure books from when we were kids. Stupid stuff, but it made him happy, or as happy as he could be. Then the machine beeped. Power flicker. Nothing serious, came right back on. But in that 3-second gap, I watched his face, the terror, the absolute primal panic of not being able to breathe and not being able to do anything about it. When the machine came back on, he started crying. Silent crying. Just tears running down his face. And then he looked at the computer, looked at me, back to the computer. Please. That's all he spelled, just that one word. But I heard the rest. I heard 4 years of suffering. I heard every indignity, every moment of helplessness, every second of being trapped. I told him I loved him. He blinked twice. That was our code for I love you too. Then I turned off the breathing machine. It took 4 minutes. I held his hand the whole time, kept my eyes on his eyes so he wouldn't be alone. His face, it wasn't scared. He looked relieved, grateful even. When it was over, I waited another minute. Then I turned the machine back on, stepped out of the room, counted to 30, and came back in like I just heard the alarm. Called 911, cried real tears, they weren't hard to find. Told them the machine must have malfunctioned, that I was in the bathroom, that I came back and he was gone. They believed me. Everyone believed me. They said it happens sometimes with these machines. They said he went peacefully in his sleep. They said it was a blessing that he didn't suffer at the end. Mom held me while I cried at the funeral, told me I was a good brother, said Danny was lucky to have me. I did what he asked. I ended his suffering. I gave him the mercy that the law wouldn't allow and that his own body had stolen from him. I helped my brother die with dignity instead of drowning in his own bed over the next few months. That's what I tell myself. But here's what keeps me up at night. 3 weeks after Danny died, I was cleaning out his room. Found a journal under his bed. One of those old notebooks from before he got completely paralyzed. He used to write in it back when he still had some movement in his hands. Year 2, maybe early year 3. The last entry he ever wrote was from 8 months before he died, back when he could still hold a pen, barely. The handwriting was shaky, almost illegible, but I could read it. He wrote about how scared he was, how he didn't want to die, how he was tired of being a burden and felt like everyone would be better off without him, how guilty he felt for wanting to live when living meant making everyone around him suffer. And then the last line. I remember it exactly. If it gets worse, if I become completely helpless, maybe I should ask my goal to help me let go, not because I want to die, because I don't want to destroy him too. Maybe that's the last good thing I can do. He didn't ask me to kill him because he wanted to die. He asked me to kill him because he thought that's what I wanted. And I did it. See, I'd been tired, exhausted actually, working full-time, taking care of him every night, barely sleeping. I'd snapped at him a few times that last month. Nothing cruel, just frustrated. Sighing too loud when I had to change him, taking an extra minute before coming when he needed something. Little moments of resentment that I thought I was hiding. But he saw them. Of course he saw them. He couldn't move, couldn't speak. All he could do was watch. And he saw that I was breaking, and he loved me enough to ask me to kill him so I wouldn't have to suffer anymore. And I loved him enough to do it without asking why. So, did I murder my brother, or did I grant him mercy? Did I end his suffering, or did I end mine? Was I helping him, or was I helping myself? I don't know. But I think about that journal entry every single day. I think about the last time I sighed when he needed me. I think about how he might have lived another 6 months, maybe a year. I think about his daughter, who'll never have a father at her graduation, her wedding, the birth of her kids. I think about the fact that he died believing he was a burden, and I'm the one who confirmed it. He asked me to do it, but maybe he was asking me to say no. I'll never know.